Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. One of those bittersweet days today. I was at the hospital. They have removed my cast. However, the break hasn't actually healed much at all, sadly. So it's healed about 15%, which was the rough number the doctor gave me just to give me a gauge in my head so I could see how much, and it's only healed on the underside of the ulna. The top side hasn't started healing at all. Now it's been 8 weeks since I broke my arm, or since it was broken for me, and it was a bit dejected. It was a bit, it was hard to take. I was hoping to be almost there. So I'm now on another 6 weeks of hopefully natural recuperation this way, building my wrist up again, building my elbow, trying to build it back up. And it's going to be a bit of a tough 6 weeks, this one, compared to the first 6. If after 6 weeks it's not healed, I'm looking at an operation and plates, 2 operations, one to put the plate in, one to take the plate out, and a possible 3 to 6 months on the sidelines. And just the thought of that right now is just doing my head in. So hopefully over these next 6 weeks I get some sort of good progress. And with that, I'm going to move on to the shave. I'm going to be using, once again, I've only ever used this, well, twice, if you include 2 shaves yesterday, Mitchell's Woolfat, made in Bradfordshire in Yorkshire, made in Bradford in Yorkshire, 1893 formula. Yeah, the original 1893 formula. It is in this little bowl, this little ceramic tub. That is the soap. I used it once yesterday for the first time. I've just put a little bit of water, just sprinkled some on the top of it, and that's it. Now the brush for today is going to be my turn and shave. Come on, focus. There we go. Made by Milton over in the States. Now this one was knotted for me. I bought the handle, or I had the handle made. I had got that made by Milton, and then Reyes Restores knotted it for me. Now this is a 30mm whip dog Boar. Very short loft. It's not the most dense brush. You can see how the hair just goes absolutely everywhere. But it's a very, very nice, lovely brush, and hopefully I can get some sort of good lather out of the fat with a Boar. Now Spencer Franco reckons Boar brushes and Mitchell's Woolfat were made for each other. Boar being sort of a pig, and then you've got the old lamb, or the fat in here, the wool, the lanolin. I believe it's a tallow based soap this as well. I still haven't checked the ingredients list. I was going to look, but to be honest with you, I'm a bit dejected today. I had another parcel come in for some products that I'm going to be testing over the next sort of month or 2. But my head's just not in it at the moment. I'm really struggling. So this will perk me up a little bit, hopefully. Hopefully I'll have a cracking shave with the fat, and that'll bring me back on level terms. So as you can see, I'm just smashing this soap with the bow knot. I'm going to really load this heavy again, as I did yesterday with the Badger and the synthetic. It's so hard, like this would take me months and months, probably a year to get through this soap if I used it every day, which I won't be. But I do think, in all honesty, I think I will use this soap quite often. Maybe even every second shave off camera could be the fat day. Just going to dip the tips. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know whether I'm going to get a great lather from it or not. I'm not the best with a Boar brush. I'm much better with a Badger now than I used to be. But when it comes to Boar, I'm still relatively average. Right, let's just stick with that. So there's the knot. I don't know whether there's enough in there. Boar in general does tend to beat the lather. Wet my face. Now I have to say my arm doesn't feel as sore as I was expecting it to. Scoop as much of this out as I can. I can't get it all out. As much as I can. And I'll just leave it to the side just now. I'll rinse it off later on. I actually really like the scent on this. And as it did yesterday with the synthetic, look how thick that is. Honestly, I could shave with that. You could shave with that easily and you'd be happy. Well, I would be. It's so slick. The thing that really gets me with this Woolfat is not just the performance and the slickness, but post shave it is really what a lot of people say it is. I've had a few sort of, not iffy comments, but comments from people that have struggled to use it completely with lathering, as I did with Kent. I've had 2 cracking lathers with it now. Let's see what I can do with a bow. It starts off so airy. But what I found yesterday when I was doing it with the synthetic was to just keep painting it. Just like this. And what you'll hear soon is that it just sort of presses the air out of the lather. So now you can see that is just dense. So, well, that's a little bit airy on that side. There you go. You can see how dense that is. Now, I wouldn't normally stick to my synthetic ways in terms of the way I lather with a Boar, but I am today because I think it's the key to the fat. I think hydrating it perfectly by dipping the tips and painting in the water. I'm going to do this a lot faster today. It's the way to go. Now this loves a drink, it really does. And bear in mind that my water is really, really hard. We have groundwater and desalinated seawater over here in Western Australia, so it's not the best of water. Just keep dipping. Now I'm not sure whether I'm going to get 3 ladders out of this knot, but we'll see. You can see it's just not going translucent, it just keeps growing and absorbing the water. Dip the whole brush again. I'm dipping pretty much the whole knot in the water here. And again. And again. I said I would do this faster, but I think just my hand's moving faster. I don't think the lather's coming out faster. You can see it just keeps growing, it's not going translucent yet. And again. Yeah, it's starting to go now. You can see it's just starting to slowly. Now as that is now, honestly that's a great lather to shave with. And let's just keep dipping. I soaked the boar brush for about 10 minutes. And again. And I'm going to spray it now. It's a beautiful feeling brush this. Let's see what happens. I will point out that Mitchell's Woolfat isn't the cleanest of soaps. I haven't looked at the ingredients, but I've heard from a couple of comments that it's not super clean. Covered in spottings of soap here. Now I was going to use my Amiga Boar, but this is the one that was up in the rotation. It was actually the next brush in the rotation, so it seemed like the right thing to do. Needs water. I don't think I've used such a thirsty soap. I'm going to stop there because I'll be here all night. Holy smokes. If there's not enough lather in there for 3 passes, I'll be very surprised. It's holding my mouth together, it's so creamy. And I'm going to need it for the shave. I really am. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. I'm absolutely amazed with this soap. It's so slick. It's so protective. It's got amazing properties for performance. I don't know if you can hear the crickets outside. Right. The start razor. Now this is, get this the right way up. There we go. Is that right? Have I got that? 1.18 blade gap. I've got the same Gillette Super Stainless spoiler in here, like 13 shave or something. This is a daily shave. This is I shaved like 28 hours ago, so this is a big test to see how smooth and comfortable this razor is, because this is quite a big blade gap for me. My average or most daily shave I would go is 0.9, so this is 0.28 more. Let's see how it goes with the fat. It's a no prep shave again. So slick, you can see that. It's rinsing out beautifully. Come on. It took ages, I don't know why I persevered with it. I will say one thing, you can feel the blade, that's for sure, but it's very smooth. Right, just going to empty the sink out and fill it back up again. The soap's sensational. I'm so impressed with this soap. Right, the face. The slickness is just off the charts good. I mean the scent isn't setting the world on fire, but it's a nice scent. It's a nice clean, crisp, soapy scent. It's not like Arcole or Derby. Look at this, look at this. tell you right now, the Boar hasn't managed to eat that lather. It's just incredible stuff. 3 years it's taken me to get this in the den. I don't know what the lighting's like either. I normally wouldn't have the light on, it's directly above me, but the camera doesn't seem to mind it. I'm going to stop talking about the soap. I don't have to talk about the soap anymore. I think my last 2 lathers and shaves with it speak for themselves. I mean, look how good this soap is. Look how dense that is. It's phenomenal. 4 lathers, 3 lathers in, and there's still enough in the brush for probably 2 more. Is this a daily shaver? Definitely not. But if it was all I had, could I shave with it? Of course the answer to that is I would have to, but I think with the proper practice, I think I could get daily shaves with this razor. I could finish this whole shave, the rest of it, just with residual slickness. So easily. It is. I know some people are saying it's not as good. This is better performance for me than all the artisans I've used, all of them. and the lather is just amazing. I mean, it just doesn't really get any better than that. It's dense, it's creamy, it's slick, it's protective, it's cushiony, it's voluminous. It's easy, for me personally, it's very easy to work with. I'm not doing any against the grain with this razor because it is just a little bit too efficient for me, but all in all, that's a weeper-free shave again from this razor, blade and soap. It's obviously, I might have hit a sweet spot with the razor and blade, but obviously the soap's phenomenal. Right, now I'm going to finish off with a post-shave product today, but I'm going to rinse off the soap first. All I do is just pour hot water from the tap all over the soap, and I'll just let it air out upside down to let the water out. So basically, have it like that. The soap's held in now with soap suds on the bottom, and it just dribbles away and dries out nice. Rinse the brush out. By the time I've done all this, it will have dried in and I can feel that post-shave feel again, which I know is going to be sensational. But I am going to finish off with a post-shave product which was also sent over. It's a nice smelling soap, it's just a nice, clean, light scent. You could use it with any aftershave product, any cologne, anything you want. It's not going to affect your scent. But what it will do is give you amazing shaves. Obviously, I'm speaking from relative experience. I've used a lot of soaps. I've had the pleasure of using a lot of soaps. I've had a lot of soaps sent to me to try out, to review, to test. Loads of it, and probably over 100 different types and bases and scents and all sorts. The scent on this is clean, easy to smell, it's just a soap, but the performance on it is what takes it to the next level for me, and that post shave is just exceptional. You probably can't see, but I've got no real irritation. From a 1.18 blade gap with a sort of 13th to 14th use vintage super stainless, the spoiler from Gillette, and then Mitchell's Woolfat, which is making lathers that are blowing my mind at the moment. So my brush knackered. I hope not. Oh dick. I'm just not with it today. It's not in the game. She's alright, they're a lot tougher than you think. Turn and shave, 13mm Whip Dog Boar. What a brush. What a lather. But I've got to give that to the fat. Mitchell's Woolfat. What a sensational soap. When I used to watch the Stallion, they used to use it, I used to think that's a pretty good lather. I wish I could get that myself from it, and I think I am. I think I'm exceeding those lathers with the fat. It loves a drink, it really does. I'm going to I'll just show the razor as well while I'm at it. The Stark razor, CNC machined in Russia. This razor's really impressed me, It's so smooth. Like I say, that's 1.18 blade gap on 1 day's growth. And I've got nothing to write home about in terms of irritation. I've got no cuts, I've got no weepers, I've got nothing. The soap's helping, I can assure you that soap is really helping. But that's pretty impressive for such a wide blade gap to be so smooth, so efficient. I can really feel the blade on it, but it's not caused me any real issues. I'm really happy with it. Now I'm going to finish off with Lee. Come on. Aftershave Balsam. Now, I've not used it yet, but it smells lovely. It smells really nice. I'm just going to put a little bit on my right hand, which is still pretty good, just like that. That's almost like a gel, like a cream type sort of gel. I'm going to need a little bit more than that. Oh, nice scent. Just a clean sort of. It smells like it's got a bit of menthol in it. I don't know. It's absorbed already, I can tell you that. Wow, look at that. Yeah, that's completely absorbed. That's pretty good stuff. Now Lee, I believe, are made in Spain. I'm pretty sure. I think Ken's shaving and BSing on YouTube. I haven't seen him post anything for ages, but I'm sure he just posted recently with some Lee products. I think it was Lee. Yeah, Spain. There we go, just on there. Spain. This is only 12 millilitres or whatever it is, but wow. Really impressed. Really impressed. That's actually perked me up a little bit. I'm quite happy with that. That soap and that razor, I'm really impressed with them. And it's really pushing in the den for top spot, I have to be honest about it. In terms of shaving ability, it's one of the nicest razors I've ever used. It's very heavy, probably too heavy for my liking. It's only downside to me, but they've ticked all the other boxes: smoothness, efficiency, covering the blade tabs. I like the look of it. I think it's a nice looking razor. I think the industrial polish on it, polished finish, it's the same price for polish as it is for bead blasted and matte. I'm not sure what type of steel it is. I'd need to look that up. But it's just a very industrial looking razor, and I think it just ticks all the boxes. That's exactly what I want a razor to do. It's giving me very little to no irritation, and I can tell you now the 0.9 close comb is going to be absolutely spot on for daily shaves. I think the mild one is almost not needed. I think even someone that likes a mild razor would get away with the 0.9 blade gap. Other than that, what a cracking shave. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.